Hello everyone and welcome to the live stream. Today we're going to be reacting to qualifying for the Formula 1 Abu Dhabi, qualifying for the Grand Prix tomorrow.
I could tee up today and the weekend in numerous ways, but I cannot get close to this man, Mr. Lenny James.
You have made your mark, taken the chances, made the mistakes, grown as a person, and you've got the rewards for it. You're not just one of the greats. Some say you could be the greatest of all time. You're the champion, the legend. You are unstoppable.
Hamilton is the 7 times world champion!
And then suddenly, there's him. What's his story? What's his secret? How did he get so good? He started early. All the greats do that. He posted achievements beyond his years.
Max Verstappen, the youngest ever winner in Formula 1!
He wasn't afraid of the establishment. He's talented, fearless, and passionate. So you wonder, who is this guy? And then it hits you. He's you. Because you were once the young talent sticking it to the old guard.
He has shown them all with one of the great tribes!
You were once the plucky outsider with a devoted dad pushing you on. It all sounds familiar, right? But there's something else. You saw off all the rest. You beat them into submission, but this guy is different. He won't be intimidated, and you know why? He's not afraid of you.
And he punches Lewis Hamilton out of the way!
On and off the track, he won't yield. He won't bow down and drop his branded racing cap.
Stupid idiot.
The challenge is so intense that even you, the 7-time world champion, have made mistakes.
And he's lost it!
But you're not afraid of him. This is the new challenge, and you welcome that.
Let's keep pushing.
Hunger doesn't fade just because you've tasted glory. So what will this weekend's story be? Are we about to see the growing of a legend,
Yes,
or the start
we are.
of a new one?
Well, I've already seen the grow of a legend. We're going to see the start of a new one.
Marvel, spine-tingling stuff. Thank you so much. What a prospect we have in store for you this weekend. The whole season up until this point has the feel of a Hollywood blockbuster. Let me paint a picture, just in case you were abducted by aliens or trapped at the bottom of a well for the last week. We're about to witness the conclusion to the greatest F1 season in an age. 2 drivers stand head and shoulders above everyone else, Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen, 369.5 apiece. By the end of the weekend, we will either have a brand new world champion or an 8-time world champion. Hello and welcome to qualifying day at the last and somewhat anticipated Grand Prix weekend of the 2021 season. David Coulthard and Mark Webber are, of course, where they belong, smack bang in the middle of the action. Chaps, wonderful to see you. It must fill you with immense pride that the sport you love is being talked about everywhere. It's on the front pages, it's on the back pages. This is a massive moment for the sport, huh?
Absolutely huge, mate. I mean, I retired in 13 and the sport was pretty big then. DC, it's always been big for us, but now, like my neighbours in Australia are even, what's going to happen? Whether it's with, the streaming that's happened offline for people to check that out. The rivalry between these two guys has been phenomenal, once in a 20-year, if you like, in my book. So they're all up for it. All the neutrals are coming in. They're on the side of the bench, mate. They're ready to go. So we're supposed to be experts, but guess what? We've got no idea what's going to happen. Well, at least I haven't.
Well, everybody wants to know your opinion, though. You guys are in demand. DC, have you ever spoken about a singular event so much?
Yeah, as Mark says, everybody wants to know. People coming out of the woodwork who never showed any interest when I was racing, they're now all over it. I feel a bit guilty because I know the outcome. I've seen the script. It's incredible. But like Christmas, I don't want to spoil the
Mr. David, sure.
It is absolutely a humdinger that we're going to have here. And it takes me back to my childhood when, I crossed in Senna going at it, a lot of close contact there.
Yeah.
And I remember that like a race fan and, my 13-year-old son's getting to enjoy seeing this battle, which you'll be talking about for decades.
Mark Webber is a man who can identify with what Max and Lewis are going through. In 2010 here in Abu Dhabi, he was one of 4 drivers fighting for the championship, eventually losing out to his then teammate, Sebastian Vettel. Mark, to be so close, very tough indeed, not to cross the finish line, a world champion. What advice would you give Max ahead of the weekend?
Well, he doesn't need any advice from me, by the way, Max Verstappen. He's won a lot of races this year, more races than I won in my season. There was between 4 guys, so it was pretty split. But the championship points was never at an extent at any point through the season where someone had a race advantage. And that's the same here, obviously. The company vehicle, they've got to operationally go out there, do their job. There could be some big fireworks to do on Sunday night. How early? Is it going to be the first corner? Is it going to be the last lap? We've got no idea. But Verstappen mentally has the composure, the fighting spirit. He is going to do everything he can, as we've seen already, to make sure he's not going to have any regrets how he handles Sunday night.
And then Lewis Hamilton going for his 8th. I mean, DC, if he gets it, well, that's it. The debate is over. He's the best ever, yes?
Yeah, and look, even if he doesn't get his 8th, he's definitely one of the...
He's still tasty.
He's still one of the very best. Lewis is exceptional. What I really love, is he's saying if he wins this title, this has meant more to him than any other.
Yeah.
That shows the intensity, and that's kudos to Red Bull and to Max Verstappen.
Lovely stuff, guys. Thank you very, very much. So, a week ago, we were in Saudi Arabia, and as we boarded our plane for Abu Dhabi, our heads were still spinning at what an extraordinary Grand Prix we had. Let's have a quick reminder.
The stakes are just so high. Do they get any higher? We're underway in Saudi Arabia. Dream scenario for Lewis Hamilton. In a big crash for mid-track. Verstappen has chosen track position over mirroring the Mercedes with a red flag. Now that changes things completely. Lights out for the second start. Hamilton is going to get the race lead. He's ahead of Max Verstappen. Verstappen goes off the road and he's got a chance to get past Hamilton.
I don't know. It can go either way. Lewis can take it comfortably. We know he's a friggin' nutter how he just flies across. Max is just so hungry for that first championship. He ain't going to give up for nothing.
Lewis Hamilton going around the outside, side by side once again. They're off the road. They'll be appealing to the stewards once again.
Max, so let's get the position back to Hamilton. Do that strategically. Get the position back.
Oh, he's sorry, down there. Lewis Hamilton hits the back of Max Verstappen.
It's practice, isn't it? I'm just sitting there. My wings broken. It's just dangerous driving to it.
Having instructed them to get the place back. I don't know if Verstappen has had that message yet.
Hamilton is going through and taking the race lead. This time Verstappen does get on the brakes and he's dragged forward immediately, trying to take it back. Oh, does that count? I've been given a penalty. This is unbelievable.
We didn't quite need to do that, Max.
Max Verstappen backing up once again. Told to swap again, given a 5-second penalty. Hamilton takes first position. The British...
What a friggin' race that was, man. Oh my god. I don't think I've ever watched a race like it in history. Me watching the sport.
When you watch it like that, it's even more bonkers. So the FIA have issued a warning that any dubious shunts that might end a driver's Grand Prix this weekend would be punishable by a points reduction. Let's hear from the 2 men who that dire warning is aimed at.
Honestly, I think it's such a hard job that the stewards have and Michael has, and I think they've done an amazing job. Given everything that's thrown at, and every different scenario is always different. Whether you agree with every decision or not, I think they have such a tough job. I think it's great that it's clear to everyone, not only like secretly in the background in our books as competitors, but it's clear that everyone knows what the rules are, and so that things that have happened in the past are avoided.
I get treated differently to some other drivers.
In what way?
I end up with a penalty while others do the same thing and don't get one. But I don't know why that is. You have to ask other people that question.
Yeah, he's complaining there that he gets unfairly penalised for incidents that other drivers seem to get away with. Thoughts?
Well, it's a big statement, isn't it, Steve? And I think that, when Max Verstappen arrived here, we knew he arrived. The elbows have been out. He's very aggressive. That's his style, which we all love. But now he's under the microscope always. He's fighting for a world championship. He's at the front of the grid every weekend. And I think he's alluding to not as the same penalties as Lewis, because the ones at the back, people cannot have that level of focus on that. The stewards probably won't. So I think against Lewis, Max has probably had more little infringements, so that's probably what he's alluding to. Could be a bit in it, but he's pushing the boundaries.
Yeah. I think I speak for all of us when I say we missed Aussie Grit's wit and wisdom last weekend. Mark, please allow me to cross-examine you on a few choice moments in the battle between Max and Lewis in Saudi. You want racing on the edge? Here's some racing on the edge. First up, the overtake at the first restart when Max was told to give the place back. Yay or nay, Mr. Webber?
Yeah, well, absolutely, Steve. If we have a look at the start here, and you've got that, Verstappen lost the start, and Lewis had a really good run down the inside. Lewis thought his corner was his, but look at this. Here we go. Max Verstappen around the outside, rolls completely into the inside, and then loses another position to offer. But look at this. This overhead is fascinating. Look at how much of an advantage that Lewis had here. Look how far back Verstappen is right here, and Max makes this decision. You know what? I'm going to make an advantage where I can on this new track design. Just roll around the outside. The corner is now mine on the inside, completely off the circuit, of course. And then look at Lewis loses another position to offer. So that was a really, really, more than pushing the boundaries. I think Lewis thought, what's he doing out there? Move from that far out. Very controversial.
Okay, and now that 5-second penalty at the same location for pushing Hamilton off the track. What are your thoughts?
Well, absolutely. As we go on board here, Stephen Lewis on the long front straight, this is where all the action was happening, wasn't it? In Saudi, and the pressure was created here. Lewis finally got it all together and got on the outside here. Max goes super late on the brakes, loses the rear of the car, goes across that same section of track, which he did on one of the restarts. Look at Lewis down the inside. Max on the inside runs wide and then runs it through there. So absolutely, look at that. There's the Lewis is trying to come back to make the corner, and then Max just goes through in the back side of turn 2 there. So again, another controversial move. The penalty, or the time penalty, was deserved, and also then the position back as well.
Okay, and now the daddy of them all, the fabled brake test. 10-second penalty. Does it fit the crime? Is it a crime? What do you think?
Yeah, I do think it does. I think that Max knows that. I haven't seen the telemetry. So, I think, look, they both were not interested at all in passing. Well, Lewis wasn't interested in passing here because the DRS line is just down there. Max Verstappen, right hand side of the circuit, looking backing off. Next minute, boom, I think he checked the brakes there. Lewis straight away at the mirror thinking, what the hell's going on here? Ultimately, tricky, nasty, whatever it was, Max Verstappen has to. He needs to resort to extreme tactics to try and keep this championship alive because Hamilton is in the ascendancy. He's got really good race speed at the moment, top speed as well. So Max is hanging in there. But levels like that, it's not easy.
It was a hell of a Grand Prix, really was. Incredible. Let's get a word from David Coulthard in the pit lane.
And the atmosphere here on the pit lane is incredible as well. Look at that, 2 giant pictures of Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. Which one of them is going to have a giant smile tomorrow afternoon? This World Championship battle is very tight, to say the least, and it's all going to be down to who's got the fastest car. So far, I have to say, Mercedes look like they have the advantage. So Red Bull a little bit on the back foot, but this isn't the same racetrack that we've experienced in previous years. So let's just look at some of the changes that have been adapted as we go into the 2021 season. As we look at the track here down into turn 5, they've taken away a silly little chicane, which actually gave us some interesting racing in the past. Turn 5 now is a classic hairpin. Further around the lap, again, they seem to have something against chicanes. They've removed that. You can see top graphic. And at the bottom, we now have a long banked turn 9, more like parabolica in Monza. And then further around the lap, underneath the hotel section, 12, 13, 14, 15, all of those have been, let's say, shallowed and much higher average speed. Whether that'll help racing or not, I do not know. But what it may well do is throw open a different strategy. But today, it's all about outright speed. Bit of work still being done on Max Verstappen's car. They did have some technicals in pre-practice. Pressure is definitely on Red Bull.
Thank you, DC. Yeah, the tension is palpable here in the pit lane. Earlier in the week, Lee McKenzie caught up with Toto Wolff and Christian Horner. Let's see what their mindset is heading into the weekend.
Well, Christian, at last, here we are, last race of the season. What is the atmosphere like in the team?
The atmosphere is great. The excitement of having gone through 9 months of intensive competition, and here we are tied on points in the drivers, still with an outside shot in the constructors. But we've just got to give it our best shot. I think Max has been brilliant this year, and we're all very, very proud of the way he's driven, the determination, the bravery that he's shown, and he's just got to do it one more time.
There's a lot of discussion that dirty tricks might come into play, that he might force Lewis off at turn one. How disrespectful do you think that is to him as a driver with the talent he has?
I think it's very disrespectful, because I think you could argue it the other way around, that they're playing for a professional foul. They're both hard racers, and Max won't give any quarter, and he won't change his approach. Whatever happens in this race, this team has done an outstanding job this year. Max, has been brilliant for a 24-year-old young man to have taken the challenge to Lewis, a 7-time world champion, with all the pressure, all the scrutiny that he's had, focused upon him.
Fair comment.
We're very proud of what he's done, and irrelevant of the outcome, he can hold his head high, whatever happens on Sunday.
So great to see you. Here we are, last race of the season. What is the feeling like in the team, and what is a monumental race weekend?
We are very privileged to be in such a situation. We look back in a couple of years, I say, wow, that was hot.
Yeah.
And therefore, you just need to do the best possible job.
Earlier on in the season, there was a time where Max was 32 points ahead of Lewis. At that time, when he was winning so many races, would you have settled for this situation on the last race of the year?
Absolutely, and I would have also settled for that situation in Brazil.
The last championship battle that you and Mercedes were part of was with the other side of your garage. So what has been more difficult? A battle with Red Bull, the unknown about what another team is going to do, or was it harder to control two teammates within the same team?
I know the teammates within the two teammates in the same team was much more difficult.
Was it?
Because you have to try to be neutral and have the right balance. Here, it's us against them, pretty clear.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
What a difference a week makes. They seem relaxed, or is that putting on a brave face? Let's take a quick one. Historically, qualifying is crucial here, so whoever gets pole might be our next world champion. Paulie on the other side.
Oh, he's going to risk it, surely. They go wheel to wheel with Verstappen. Team Lewis have contacts. They come together.
Formula One coverage on 4, sponsored by Bristol Street Motors New Cars.
Nothing to see here. Just a hot chocolate genius at work. Almost to that. Spoil those chocolate lovers with Bailey's Chocolat Luxe.
If someone has COVID-19, they bring it out.
Well,
Particles that hang in the air like smoke.
I have no idea who's going to take it, to be honest. No idea. It could be Max, it could be Lewis. If you're going from, if you're looking at it from experience, you would probably say Lewis. He seems cool under the pressure. So does Toto. And Christian Horner for Red Bull, Max's boss, is almost talking like as if they don't win it, he'd be happy with Max's performance this year. Max should be happy. So it's like two different mindsets. Toto's talking like, yeah, we've got this. Pretty much not worried. Whereas Max is like saying, yeah, I'll win it. Whereas boss is like, if he doesn't win it, he should be happy. So for me, that kind of says like two things. Either they're both telling the truth. Mercedes are quietly confident, and Red Bull are happy where they've got to and just hoping for the best. Or they're both putting on brave faces and maybe a little bit of shows and are going to smash it on Sunday. And I think that's a more likely option. I don't think they're just going to give up now. I think they're literally going to go for it on Sunday. None of this. Oh, if he comes second, should be happy where he's got to. Fuck that. They fought all season putting all this money to win the championship. Both teams, Mercedes and Red Bull, are going to go full power on Sunday.
Because a lot is riding on the outcome of today. If Lewis and Max had take hold here, then they would be one step closer to becoming a world champion at the end of play tomorrow. So, who's got the goods? Let's find out. Let's join Alex Jakes, David Coulthard, and Mark Webber in commentary. Alex, I'm excited to see what kind of pitch you might hit this week. In Saudi, you kind of gave Mariah Carey a run for her money.
Even more high notes guaranteed in the next few moments, Steve. Good evening, everyone. Under the floodlights of Abu Dhabi, it is Formula One qualifying with the World Championship in the balance. The true intensity of Hamilton and Verstappen's final battle of the year really begins now. Because whilst this billion-dollar venue has had even more spent on it to improve the layout, the drivers remain slightly fearful that overtaking will remain difficult. It means that the moments ahead could be defining the destiny of the World Championship. And so, for the final time this year, Max Verstappen...
I don't know who I want to win. I really don't. It's tough. It's very tough.
Fantastic change of direction, but now there's no more turning left. It's waiting for the chance to haul on the anchors. You see breaking down super late at the 50-meter mark, and it's a wide corner. They're getting so much paint on the tyres from these new curves that this track is about 14 seconds faster than the last time we were here.
Yeah, and you can see at that particular turn, turn right, they don't even need to kiss the apex. The wider line using momentum of a bit of overspeed is sufficient for them to still get on the power early enough for that first DRS zone down into the chicane, and the second zone here as they come down to the next part of the track that's been amended. It seems to me they've removed the two chicanes that actually did create a little bit of racing. We now have this long left-hander bounce slightly. It's a little bit like a reverse parabolica in Monza before coming down into the hotel section. These apexes have been shallowed as well, so the momentum in what was a fairly awkward section mark that the drivers didn't particularly enjoy is now a lot more flowing.
Absolutely, DC. It's a lot more flowing in that corner there. The penultimate corner, the inside curve's been moved back, so the average speed is high through there as well as Max closes the lap out there. Through the last corner with a couple of really tidy first sectors on his first set of stops, I should say. So they're getting their eye in early. This is the fastest the cars have been all weekend. There's his good lady Kelly, BK, keeping an eye on things. So pressure cooker of a weekend.
And Hamilton, having been slightly behind Max Verstappen's first sector, is now up with the fastest middle sector of the session so far. This corner has been opened up. This is the 16th and now final corner on the racetrack. You go beyond the white line here, your time will be deleted. That's with all four wheels off the road. That's a good response at this stage. Lewis Hamilton, under the lights, was impressively ahead. In FP2, Bottas is going to be key in this session. He slots in 1:23.3, 10th of a second behind his seven-time world champion teammate as Lewis Hamilton gets out of the way. And you can see where the damage is being done. Verstappen, great commitment, sector one, but by the time that they get to the end of the 3.6 miles, it is a sizable advantage. And sometimes in the cooler conditions, we've seen the Red Bull not respond to the temperature.
Yeah, we've seen these telltale signs before earlier in the season where, just whatever lap Hamilton delivers, it's a faster lap than the Red Bull. It does seem that the advantage is being a real driver's eye view inside the crash helmet. And Mark, you can talk us through some of the display there.
Well, just on the right-hand side, it's just gone out of shot now. But look at that; he's got the gear in the middle, obviously, and then you've got a little minus and a 0.49, 0.52, and that's the actual rolling delta, which means he's on a faster lap or a slower lap against his previous PB. So it's like a ghost setting, if you like, across his own wheel speed in there from the previous lap. So he knows that's a good yardstick for his performance within the session.
I'll be delighted to be in 12th position across the line at the moment. Sonoda's improved up to 5th position. Max Verstappen improving on that second run, half a tenth away from the rival that he locked on points with in the championship. Gasly going through the fiddly part of the lap that closes things out. Pierre Gasly has been an absolute star in qualifying this year. His average starting position is better than Sergio Perez, and that's the seat that ideally he really would want to be back in. But he's behind his teammate at the moment. Gasly's not been out qualified by Yuki Tsunoda in traditional qualifying so far this year.
On board with Lando Ricciardo here out of the final turn. He's been a bit shy of Lando Norris in the free practice, but they'll be reasonably happy with that time so far.
Gasly's had his time deleted for putting all four wheels wide at turn 16, final corner on the racetrack. That drops him down to 10th position, and it means that Yuki Tsunoda is the lead AlphaTauri at the moment. Here's the driver who looks excellent in free practice 3 when he's over the pollard.
Whoa.
His curse immediately. He was 5th there, but he's 4th over the line for the time being, but definitely on the circuit. And in a part of the racetrack where maybe race control will have to take a look at that. It's Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas at the front, Vettel right there, Latifi, and the two Hasses find themselves in the drop zone at the moment. We're on board with the Haas, going to clip it on the apex, going to leave it for Lando Norris to run over. Mick Schumacher making contact with it. And this was Lando Norris a few moments later, coming across it at the final corner.
He actually nailed it right in the middle of his car, so it might be, where did it go? Straight down the throat, nearly into the side pot there, so hopefully there's no damage that'll be difficult for the McLaren mechanics to fix during this session, because that's a very sensitive part of the car.
Race control are telling us about an incident involving Vettel and Ocon, and the driver who is currently down in 16th position. Vettel and Ocon, who is in the form of his life, Formula One wise, at the moment, back-to-back top 4 finishes for the first time in his career.
Formation Ferrari warm-up. So this is going to be a case of one giving the other a bit of a distant slipstream to try and help them in their battle. They seem a little bit further away from the pace of Saudi, where Leclerc was able to pop in very good qualifying time. So is this a replay of this incident between Vettel and Ocon towards the end of the lap, coming up to turn 15? Vettel commits to the apex, and Ocon was certainly getting ready to open his lap, but I'm not sure it cost him much time.
What was he doing?
What's your thoughts, Mark? He didn't really look as if he held him up much, but as we said earlier, anything is enough to put you off.
That's right, it definitely would have cost them a little bit of time. Now, of course, it's always crucial, especially when you're in the Aston in the last few races. They had struggled, they've been right in that bubble, so every single 10th will count. And Seb was not happy with that, so obviously he felt he did lose some time. So Ocon might get a little bit of a Chinese burn there.
Now the driver pushing on for the first time in this session on the soft rubber. The championship contenders on their outlaps for the time being. Hamilton's on an outlap. Max Verstappen remains in the pits for the time being. This phenomenal picture of the driver's eye view heading down to the never-ending turn number 9.
Yeah, incredible. And he's changing the brake balance on the run into turn 9 there, so he's actually moving it around on the fly. There's so many, obviously dials on the wheel here. The people at home would be going, what the hell, this is a spaceship on board, but the drivers are so at one, what we call the man-machine interface, the sort of MMI, if you like, in terms of the opportunity to get comfortable in that environment, and it's really second nature. And also, what's interesting here, look at the sort of optics through the visor. You'll have a dark tear-off when the sun is out, but then obviously the race starts tomorrow night around that time. You'll get that tear-off and go to maybe a clearer vision through here. So it's a brilliant optic for the people at home.
I love that. You see his helmet turning to the right. There must be a big display board which would show him. He'll know his lap time, but he won't know his position. So was he looking up at that board to get that feedback?
At the moment, Hamilton with the fastest time to open up the gap to nearly half a second. Blistering pace from the reigning world champion. There's Bottas ahead. There's a lock-up for the Alfa who was going through turn 1. That was Antonio Giovinazzi, who's under a little bit of pressure. So Vettel's got himself up. Schumacher went wide at turn 1, and he's displaced Latifi for the time being as he cuts the beam once again. Yuki Tsunoda has gone up to 4th position in the AlphaTauri. This is the last attempt that Pierre Gasly gets because the checkered flag is out, and he comes over the line to slot in behind his teammate. He's going to have work to do to get on terms with that. Tsunoda made a little bit of one-lap pace breakthrough in the last couple of weeks. He's only scored 1 point in the last 9 races. Lance Stroll on the bubble, at risk, just ahead of George Russell. And George Russell out there, and Latifi has improved. So now Stroll is into the drop zone. Latifi trying to get through into Q2 once again. But Lance Stroll's going to have something to say about it. Went out in Q1 last time out. He will not do so this time. And Latifi is eliminated in the final race of the season. Let's see what Ocon can do. Improvement past Daniel Ricciardo. Fernando Alonso is personal best. Sector 1, Sector 2, down the hill, on board, behind his teammate, but through. And are we going to see any improvement behind?
Tiffy out qualifying Russell. What the fuck?
Personal best being posted, and Leclerc goes over the line to 6th position. But I'm talking about the elimination zone, talking about the bottom of your picture. And it's Latifi ahead of Russell, and that has been fairly unusual in the traditional qualifying hour. For only the 3rd time, it's Latifi ahead of Russell. Kimi Räikkönen is out in his final qualifying session in Q1, and once again, it's Mick Schumacher ahead of Nikita Mazepin at the end of part 1 of qualifying. Formula 1 coverage on 4, sponsored by Bristol Street Motors New Cars.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Fever Tree started with a simple idea. If 3/4 of your gin and tonic is the tonic, then shouldn't that tonic be made from the finest ingredients? That's why we go to extraordinary lengths to find Mexican orange oils, African quinine, and pure spring water. Fever Tree, because 3/4 of your drink is the mixer.
This is the place we are happy. This is where we...
And where we... This is where we bring home.
And where we bring home. This is the place we are happy.
And
this moment we find it.
When I'm working, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who's working hard for you. When I'm lonely, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who's lonely without you. But I'm gonna fight for you.
This is the Dyson Corral straightaway with 90 copper alloy plates, invented to flex, shape, and gather for enhanced styling, with reduced reliance on heat.
No one currently in the stream.
Welcome to Now, the place to be this Christmas. Here, our movie team find you the latest festive films. We've also got the matches that matter. And here, entertainment choose the shows you'll love. You see, at Now, we're on a mission to bring you the best. Stream the entertainment you love. Now.
Hey, what would you like? I'll have a Gordon's and tonic, please. Regular or elderflower tonic? Regular. Lime or peppercorn? Cubed or artistic? Can I just miniature umbrella or curly straw? What? Shaken or stirred? Stirred. Anti-clockwise or clockwise? Can I please just have a Gordon's and tonic? Yes. Do you want it in a coconut? Gordon's. Shall we?
The power of nature now powers our future. By 2022, our own Mercedes-Benz factories worldwide will obtain electricity only from renewable sources. Search the Mercedes-Benz plug-in hybrid range today.
Side by side once again, they're off the road. Buckle up as Channel 4 brings you the Formula 1 final showdown live. Hamilton versus Verstappen. Join us live, Formula 1 from Abu Dhabi tomorrow from 12 on Channel 4 and All 4.
Formula One coverage on 4, sponsored by Bristol Street Motors New Cars.
The race is back.
Q1 was topped by Lewis Hamilton, half a second ahead of Max Verstappen, with Valtteri Bottas in between the two. Out in the first part of qualifying was Latifi, Russell, Schumacher on the back pin, along with Kimi Raikkonen, his final Grand Prix weekend. And Q2 is underway. The driver aiming to surpass Michael Schumacher's record. It stood since 2004 of 7 World Championships, and it looked unlikely when we left Mexico City. It looked unlikely further back in the season when we left Austria, when he was 32 points down there, 19 points down coming out of Mexico City, but he's won 3 races in a row, and he's putting the first time on the board. This one for everyone to respond to. It's a 1:23.1 for the rest of the field to answer. Let's see what Max Verstappen can do. He's not too far away. We're on board with him as he goes to the 16th and last corner on this lap. Perez is 7 time behind, and it's Verstappen who finds himself very, very close. Look at the margin, 4 thousandths of a second.
I'd like to imagine that's what we're going to see as a margin either way in the final part of qualifying. But as I said, I don't really think they hang it all out. Just doing enough to field the car and get themselves through the next part of quality.
So there was no investigation necessary for the blocking incident in Q1. Ocon and safely attack the racetrack heading in to turn 1. He is trying to make it back through into Q3. He's managed that in the last 2 races, and he's also up.
I'm so torn. I don't know who I want to win. Lewis, because he's British for an 8-time world championship. But I'm bored. I think everyone's bored of Lewis being world champion now. So we want to see Max take the throne, you know?
They've got their faith in him. Now can he deliver? Seeing those who have decided to run late. Everyone in the drop zone, only in the drop zone because they've yet to put a representative time on the board. We are heading out of turn 7. They don't really think about 8, and then there's the sweeper at 9.
Absolutely, and this is down past the support paddock here on the right-hand side where the other categories have their garages, but he makes his way, changes surface there into 9, flicks it in super quick, and actually you got very lines there, which is going to be interesting how the Grand Prix plays out there in terms of how people can race in that particular corner. Long combined braking into this real fiddly section to finish the lap. You've got to be patient here as a driver. The temperature's getting warmer as the lap goes on. It's easy to make a small mistake when it's on the entry. We saw some crashes there yesterday in practice. This penultimate corner, I think, is flat out. And then patience here, patience. Sometimes the wind is sensitive here as well. You're trying to find the power there to cross the line. Goes P5. It's pretty tight again here. That might be
It's very close currently. Max is 0.004 thousandths of a second off Lewis. Sainz! Go on, my boy. Sainz just on the fastest lap.
Hamilton, Verstappen were running the mediums. Leclerc was on the soft tyre as well, but that's a very handy lap. Look at the gap between the top 5. I know it's not the final Q3 part of qualifying, but the top 5 are separated by less than a 10th. Here it is, Alex. Yes, watch the front left.
Whoa.
He actually makes a mistake there. Now, whether that was another attempt, was it, Alex, on his sprint? So he's done the first lap already on that set, and that's going to be an issue because if they want that to be a race set, that it won't be able to be a race set now. You can't mix and match tyres either. So I hope I'm right in saying that he would have to probably run again and get a fresh set of tyres, even though it's probably enough on time-wise, but he does not want to start the race on those tyres, which legally he has to right now.
Absolute chaos.
Shit, lot of traffic. Whoa. So currently Sainz is P1, Hamilton is P2, Verstappen is P3. I suspect Sainz will get knocked out of place on P1 by either Hamilton or Verstappen. He won't be there permanently. But it's good that he's there. There's currently a shitload of traffic on the track.
Well, that's interesting, Alex, isn't it? What we do know
is if Verstappen goes quicker than his previous time now, they will be starting on different tyres. So the Alpine was not making it easy for Hamilton to get round. Hamilton did eventually get his way by his old star.
Whoa! Closed him off.
Struggling as well. No lot lost between Alonso and Hamilton. And, well, this is
Max's
favourite part of the weekend, isn't it, David?
A silly season. It's been a festive season. Season of giving.
So what they're doing now is they're all trying to line up before the pitch straight to get a final run in. They all sort of queue up. So like they all sort of queue up so they can each get a lap each without getting traffic. But yeah.
Disappointed. The teals have not been able to open the lap or someone getting in the way. So yeah, it does get a bit messy, but that's part of modern Formula One. Now yellow is now clear.
So it's dipping in and out because everyone's basically parked up waiting for their turn. Stroll's gone on the attack, so's Gasly, so's Perez, so's Leclerc, so's Bottas now. Inside the final minute, improvement in sector 1 for Fernando Alonso. Fastest first sector of the session so far for Lewis Hamilton in the first part of the lap as he looks to claim another P1. He is looking very well dialed in at this stage of the qualifying hour. Alonso not improving in the middle part of the lap.
Verstappen has gone to the pits, by the looks of it, or is he going to get conflicting information? If you see him on track on the circuit tracker,
he's gone across the line right now. He's gone across the line right now with 27 seconds on the clock. Okay, let's focus on Fernando Alonso's lap across the line. Pretty messy start to this one, even by recent standards for Formula 1 qualifying sessions. But Alonso trying to make it through, dips to the line, and his time is not an improvement on the board.
Go on, Sainz.
Trying not to lose the head-to-head.
Yeah, knew he would knock him off.
Rapid in the first sector, fell away, marginal improvement to go P1 ahead of Carlos Sainz. He's a man under pressure right now. It's Lance Stroll taking it to the 16th corner of the racetrack. That's a legal exit from the corner. It's an improvement, but it's not an improvement that's enough. And he is out. Gasly's out as well. That is hugely uncharacteristic. To the front of the times goes Perez on the soft tyre. So he goes ahead of Hamilton on the medium. Ocon was fighting for track position. We join him at turn 12 as he feeds his way underneath the hotel. And we look at the other sector times. Right now, Verstappen is on.
Ricardo's currently out. But he starts 11th, so that means he gets free choice of tyres to choose.
And that is the qualifying head-to-head in his favour. Norris absolutely ringing with speed to the final corner, up to 7th, and it's Perez, Hamilton, then Sainz and Verstappen will start the final Grand Prix of the year on the soft tyre because he's gone P1 on the Red Bull Pirelli. So that is a different strategy between the two title contenders. Verstappen will get a stickier launch off the line, but it's not the, well, it might not be the best strategy going forward into the Grand Prix. Might be an early advantage. Ricciardo finds his way through. What was the margin across the line there for Daniel Ricciardo? Because it would have been very tight.
Well done, Danny Rick.
By less than 200ths of a second to complete the top 10 shootout. It is heading out at this stage. Alonso, who's been beaten in the head-to-head by Esteban Ocon.
And Shinoda. Fucking hell.
For a driver who's got the average starting position of 7th this year, the two Aston Martins and Antonio Giovinazzi. The gamble for Gasly to try and make it on the mediums does not pay off. His teammate does make it on the mediums, and for the first time in traditional qualifying, Yuki Tsunoda, the last session of the year, has out-qualified his teammate. It's Verstappen, Perez, and Hamilton, the top three.
Formula 1 coverage on 4, sponsored by Bristol Street Motors New Cars.
The lonely, perfetto from bean to cup.
Tuesdays and Wednesdays with Real Cat Movies.
I've always wanted to do that.
Well, I've wondered everything.
always wanted to do this.
Always wanted to do that.
Welcome to Now, the place to be this Christmas. Here, our movie team find you the latest festive films. We've also got The Matches That Matter. And here, entertainment choose the shows you'll love. You see, at Now, we're on a mission to bring you the best. Stream the entertainment you love. Now.
I'm going down the street road. I'm styling fearlessness alive. I keep on moving forward, going deeper as my soul burns brighter than ever before.
Wherever you go, get there safely and in style. The refreshing Italian taste of Ferroni Libera, 0.0% Ferroni Italia.
When you invest with Aberdeen, you invest in more than you think. Because when you invest in this...
Hey, jailbreaks, code and glitches. It has been a long time. Thank you for stopping by. We're currently watching the Formula One Abu Dhabi qualifying for the GP tomorrow. Don't feel bad for being the only viewer. I haven't been doing any live streams for a while, so I don't expect to get a lot of viewers at all. We've got 2 now, but I appreciate you coming by, as always, and supporting the channel like you have done from nearly the beginning of the channel. You supported it. So, yeah, if you want to drop a like on the stream, that would be a massive help, and I'd appreciate it a lot. Hope you're good and your channel's doing well. But, yeah, currently we're just chilling out this Saturday night. The qualifying is on, so I figured I would... switch on the live stream while I'm watching it and basically give a live reaction. Yeah, I was thinking about doing that. Maybe upload a video and a live stream. You'll have quite a few views. Yeah, I was definitely thinking about that. For sure. It's a good idea. I'm planning on doing lots of different content at the minute. Thank you for liking it. Appreciate it. I'm going to be doing some Star Wars content soon. There's a couple of new trailers coming out that I'm going to be reacting to because they're obviously really popular. There's a new Star Wars game that's been released the other day, trailer, so I'm going to be reacting to that. But currently, with everything that's going on with the Formula One, I figured let's stick to the Formula One. You like the Christmas tree? Thank you. Nice and colourful. Yeah, it's quite big. It's about probably 6'5". So yeah, taller than me.
Monday at 8 on Channel 4. All episodes available after on all 4.
Formula One coverage on 4, sponsored by Bristol Street Motors New Cars. It was Max Verstappen fastest in Q2 on the soft tyre. Lewis Hamilton third on the medium.
No worries, mate. Thanks for coming by.
Out when Alonso, Gasly, Stroll, Giovinazzi, and Sebastian Vettel. This is going to be a fascinating final Q3.
All right, we're down to the final Q3 now.
On the soft tyre. This is just about outright pace around the 3.6 miles of this 16-turn circuit under the floodlights. Who can perform best? Can Red Bull find something? Because it looked like a Mercedes track 1 week ago in Jeddah, and then Max Verstappen came 1 corner shy of something exceptional. It's what Q3 demands.
I might film like a live TikTok in a minute for like a very last-minute reaction for this Q3, because it'll be good for TikTok on my channel. Let's have a quick look, actually.
So the Dutch driver trying to become the first ever Dutch Formula One world champion, pushing on. Hamilton as well, he's only just ahead, but he is ahead in the first sector of Max Verstappen. That's why he's gone purple in the first part of your graphic there. Okay, out of the way. They played a team game, and would that have been helpful? Did that work for Red Bull? Will that be helpful at the moment. Mercedes are not going in this direction. They're just leaving Lewis Hamilton to it as Verstappen sets a 35.6 in the middle part of the lap, underneath the hotel now, chasing his 10th pole of the year.
Oh, why do I feel so bad?
At the moment, Hamilton is not on course. Verstappen cuts the beam. 122.1 to beat. At the moment, live projection says that Hamilton is not on to beat that. He's at turn number 12, and this is where he might be able to make the difference.
Yeah, I was going to say, bad news for the Red Bull fans. Hamilton being a little bit quick in the first sector. That has historically been where Red Bull have been strong this weekend. And into the final part of this lap, this is where the Mercedes has...
Come on! I don't know if I want Max or Lewis. Who the fuck do I want? I want Lewis because I'm English and he's English, and I want him to win because he'll have 8 world championships. But I'm also bored. I want Max to be the new world champion. I've got to be honest. I want Max to take it. Why do I feel bad about that? I don't know. It's not like Lewis cares about me, is it? Fuck it. I want Max to take the championship. The final 3 minutes, I'm going to do a live TikTok reaction. Put it on my TikTok because, yeah.
It's enormous. It's half a second, and this is the form book out of the window. So much of this season has been about improvising to the situation. It's Sainz in 5th, Leclerc in 6th, Norris, Ocon, and then Ricciardo. Sergio Perez is going to wait to set his push lap. And we have 1 run to go in qualifying, but this was not the expectation on this tyre after the weekend so far. Let's join the second Red Bull. He sacrificed his first lap, so he can go again, and Sergio Perez.
Come on, Max. Keep that frigging place. On TikTok, I currently have about 100. So, not loads, but I don't post all the time. I post sort of here and there. But I'm trying to get more posts up on there regularly to try and grow the channel a little bit, because if you can grow TikTok, you can grow YouTube. If you can grow YouTube, you can grow TikTok. So it's good to sort of utilize them all so you can help yourself. Yeah. Hamilton's going back in the pits. And why he's doing that, he's been reading the screens.
The realization of that gap will be hitting him now, obviously. Now, did he make a mistake? Is there something that happened on that lap which is we didn't see? But we thought that Hamilton was looking pretty comfortable in the build up to qualifying with all the practice sessions. As you see, there's Sonoda's lap that has been deleted for track limits at turn 16. The last corner, he overcooked it there. But my God, the
TikTok is banned in your country. Oh, are you American? I'm from England, United Kingdom. That's why I feel like I should want Lewis to win, because Lewis Hamilton is English and I'm English or British. And, you know, I should want my countryman to win, but he's so successful. He's had so many championships. Everyone's kind of bored of him winning. So it doesn't really matter that he's from our country. We already know he's the best. So it's nice to see someone else win, you know?
Okay, he's not happy with the Red Bull. Doesn't seem fair to me. Okay, so they're not too stoked with that, but I'll tell you what, at the front, here's the infringement for our flying Japanese man. He's got, what's his four-wheel just? It's on millimeters. It's his biggest performance of his career.
It's very, very close. Very close.
Oh, a little bit less power, and that would have been in the ballpark and extremely useful for Red Bull as well, with their junior team in the mix. This is Max Verstappen getting the toe, Sergio out of the way, and setting the fastest time with 1 run to go in Formula 1.
Good teamwork there. Very good teamwork. So what they've done is teammates can help each other, pull each other's cars faster.
Knock yourself out in the first sort of 40 or 50 seconds of lap to give you the best toe. I think that they could have even got closer on that one if he's going to be a sacrificial lamb like that. But ultimately, that lap is there. You need the grit. You need the driver confidence, which Verstappen has.
Here we go.
huge failure, and Hamilton will be feeling the heat. It is very much the case that it is still difficult to pass around this racetrack.
Currently watching the live Q3. Verstappen's on his out lap. He's currently P1. Hamilton's P2. Perez is P3. Bottas is P4. Sainz is P5. Leclerc is P6. Norris is P7. Ocon is P8. Ricciardo is P9. Soda is P10. Will Lewis get P1 and get the P1 position for the race on Sunday? Or will it be Max Verstappen? I'm British, so I should be voting for Lewis to get that 8 World Championship, but I'm bored of him winning. I want Max to do it. I want Max to get the championship. Take it from him for once. Someone else can have it. But it's also a win-win for me. If Lewis wins it, I'm British, you know, so currently live streaming to YouTube on my YouTube channel. Make sure you check it out. It's in the bio. You can click on the little icon and it will take you to my YouTube channel. Here we go. Verstappen, 27 seconds left, and he's still P1. Come on, Max. Come on, Max. He's P2. No way. Max is P1. I'm literally shaking. Come on, Max. P1. That is massive on this track. Max is starting on the soft. Lewis is starting on the hards. That means Max can fly off into the distance at the start of the race. He's got quicker tyres on. He may have to do more pit stops later, but Max is fast enough to get ahead. No way. Well done. Max Verstappen, P1. Hamilton, currently P2. Well done, Max. I'll be honest, coming into this, I didn't think Max was going to get P1. The Mercedes looked fast. Norris is P3. Perez is P4. Bottas is P6. So the teammates need their teammates to be up there to help them. Perez and Bottas are not in the fight. P1. Well done, Max. Well done. Lewis ain't going to let it slide, though. We know that. Lewis is not going to let it slide. So Max is P1 for the race tomorrow. Lewis P2. Lando Norris P3. Tune in for the race tomorrow. It's going to be an epic one. Who are you rooting for? Let me know in the comments below. Currently watching live Q3.
Well, he said he was held up, and there was the evidence.
Wow.
But front and centre, the man.
Max is P1. So jailbreak codes and glitches. You're from America? Wow, and they've banned it. No worries, mate. You go to bed. That's fine. Thank you for stopping by. You've been a great viewer, and I appreciate it. Thank you, as always, for supporting the channel and liking it. You're a legend, and I appreciate your support a lot.
But this guy will not lie down. Don't worry about that. Tomorrow night, he'll sleep on this, and he's not going to let it just pass him by. 8th title on the offering tomorrow night, and he is going to come out absolutely fired up. There's no question about that. Okay, David has made his way down to Parc Ferme, and he is speaking to our pole sitter, Max Verstappen.
Max, what a difference a week makes. You could have had the pole in Saudi Arabia. You have the pole for the final Grand Prix of this season. The smile says it all. We didn't expect that. I didn't expect that. Where did you find the lap?
Yeah, it's of course an amazing feeling. I think we definitely improved the car again in qualifying because so far this weekend was a bit on and off. But yeah, incredibly happy with this. I mean, this is of course what we wanted, but it's never easy, especially with their form the last few races. But yeah, now I'm just looking forward to tomorrow because that's of course the most important.
Well, of course, that's where the points are tomorrow. We have conflicting tyre strategy. You're on the soft, Lewis Hamilton on the medium. Can you throw forward from Friday practice what that is going to mean in terms of strategy?
I mean, I felt good on both tires. So, of course, naturally now in the evening it's a bit cooler, so it should be a bit easier for the soft tires. But we'll see tomorrow. Of course, you know, it's very important to have a good start. And from there onwards, you know, we'll just try to do our race to our very best. And then we'll see where we end up.
I know you guys are brilliant at deflecting questions regarding pressure, but you must feel a little bit of weight lifted from your shoulders with that qualifying result.
I was very relaxed going into qualifying. I know I always do the best I can, and I know my team always give me, you know, the best possible car. And you know, we've been doing that already the whole year, and you know, again today that worked really well.
Tennis for you. Thank you very much. Appreciate your support, man. You're a legend. Been supporting the channel a long time, and I always remember my subscribers who are regular and constantly comment and support the videos. So, legend. Keep it up. Oh, Lewis Hamilton's getting booed. Oops. He's laughing it off, though.
It's going to continue into tomorrow evening. You look like the man on form. The betting was all on you for the pole position. Clearly, it hasn't quite worked out. Talk us through that session.
Yeah, well firstly, Max did a great lap today, so yeah, we just couldn't compete with that time at the end there. But it was looking really strong through practice. Firstly, we got a great crowd here, regardless of the booze. But I'm just grateful to see people here healthy. Yeah, we couldn't answer to that lap. That was a fantastic lap from him. So we're in a good position. I'd like to think with our tires for tomorrow, and I hope that we can have a good race.
But put us in the cockpit, Lewis, because I got the sense that wasn't a really clean lap from you. You know, I get the sense that there was more pace in the car. So is that the case? And you know, how do we throw this forward to the all-important Grand Prix?
Yeah, well, I mean, as you saw, the first lap dropped a little bit of time in the last in the turn 5, but the last lap was nice and clean. I just couldn't go any quicker. So I don't know if it's tire prep or whatever it may be in terms of the outlap, but nonetheless, so I couldn't beat that time that he did today. He fully deserved the pole.
We just heard from Max saying he's super relaxed ahead of qualifying. He must be elated because you know the importance of pole. You've done this a lot of times before. You're a 7-time world champion. A little bit of disappointment, or it's all going forward now to the opportunity?
No, I'm still in the front row. We'll get the difference obviously between the tires, but I'm grateful I can see where he is, and then we can try and navigate from there.
Nice touch.
Verstappen P1, Lewis P2. 3. Jailbreak, codes and glitches. Thank you, my dude. Peace out. Take care and good night. See you next time. Supporting. Legend. Good night, mate. Take care.
Now, it won't be lost on you as you celebrate this strong end to the season for McLaren. You've got one of the best seats in the house. And
Peace out.
down to the first corner of this championship battle.
Yeah, I'm a bit nervous because I kind of want to just stay where I am and just watch everything unfold over the first few laps, or even the whole race. But I also don't want to really get involved too much because it can cause a lot of controversy. So I don't know whether to go for the move, not go for the move. You tell me. But I'll do my best, and if I have a chance, I'll
See you soon, dude. Thank you.
Great way to finish your last qualifying of the year. Good luck for tomorrow.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Cheers, everyone.
If you saw that coming, you're telling porkies. Unreal, just unreal. Did Perez just slingshot Max to a world title? You can find out with us from midday tomorrow here on Channel 4 live. Yep, live. Fantastic. Let's take a quick one. On the other side, Mark and I will pick Max's brain over that stunning lap, and DC and Lee will interview a Toto Wolff who's been left scratching his head. Don't go anywhere.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Appreciate the support. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Sponsored by Bristol Street Motors New Car.